All is now left to the armed forces to decide when they will do it, how they will do it, and where they will do it. The Indian Army's most potent weapon is the Apache attack helicopter. This is a tank killer. This is also a armed drone killer. Indian Air Force has both Rafale as well as the S-400. Rafale for attack, S-400 for defense. It is for the national security establishment to decide which is the best option and to basically impose maximum attrition on Pakistan for the blunder that they committed. Pakistan is a pathological liar state. It's an unnatural terrorist state. Everybody knows who backs the resistance front. Everybody knows who backs Lashkar-e-Taiba. Everybody knows who is behind the entire 40-odd terrorist organizations operating in Pakistan. It is going to be a strike which can have both horizontal as well as vertical escalation. After all that bravado of Asim Munir, after all that anti-Hindu, Kalma, this, that, now suddenly they realize, man, what do I do?
Hello and welcome, I'm Abhishek Singh and you're watching the Hindustan Times. It has been 8 days since the Pahalgam massacre today. Yesterday, the Prime Minister gave the armed forces a free hand in figuring out a response, the time and place. Fire is being exchanged between the Indian Army and Pakistan as we speak. As far as the perpetrators of the Pahalgam massacre are concerned, they are doing the only thing they can, run. But it is only a matter of time before either the 15th Corps, which is responsible for counter-terrorism and military operations in Kashmir, also known as the Chinar Corps, finds them and shoots them down, or the job will be completed by the 16th Corps, also known as the White Knight Corps, responsible for military operations in the Jammu region. Across the border, Pakistan is worried a strike is around the corner. They believe within 24 to 36 hours. To take a stock of several of these simultaneous developments and the overall situation, I'm joined by my senior colleague, Mr. Shishir Gupta, Executive Editor, Hindustan Times. Thank you, sir. Good morning. So yesterday, the Prime Minister met the Defense Minister and, of course, chiefs of the armed forces, and he has given a free hand to the armed forces to deal with Pakistan as and when they want and as they deem fit. What does it mean? Just expand on this for us, sir.
Yesterday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, and the Chief of Defense Staff, General Anil Chauhan, was there. The Chief of Army was there, the Chief of Navy was there, and the Chief of Air Force was there. My understanding of the entire issue is that all three forces and the CDS, they spoke to the Prime Minister. Rajnath Singh did not speak at the meeting. Ajit Doval did not speak at the meeting. All the four were in unison. और उन चारों ने कहा कि हमारी थल सेना, नौसेना और वायु सेना देश के लिए तैयार है और हम हर एक लेवल पे, हर एक स्पेक्ट्रम पे लड़ने के लिए तैयार हैं. After this, a green signal was given. The operational timing, the method of operation, and the date of attack, all is now left to the armed forces to decide when they will do it, how they will do it, and where they will do it. My understanding is today the National Security Advisor will be holding a meeting with the three chiefs and the CDS to further work out the operational planning and details. Now, all this goes into classified area now, and it is for them to decide when the action takes place.
Right. And hours after that, late last night, Pakistan is half an hour behind us in terms of time.
Yes.
There is a little statement which came out, and Federal Minister for Information Ataullah Tarar said that the Indian government was preparing to launch an attack on the basis of baseless and concocted allegations. I'm quoting him. And what do you have to say about that? Because as far as India is concerned, the position has been very clear from day one, from April 22nd, that Pakistan is behind this. There has been some flip-flop because the resistance force first claimed the attack, then backtracked. So shed some light on this.
You see, there is a disease. It is called pseudologia fantastica. It's a disease which is suffered. It's suffered by people who are pathological liars. This disease Pakistan has been suffering since the day it was born. Now there are three parts to it. One is that yesterday the Pakistan Army issued a statement saying that not a shred of evidence has been provided.
DGISPR, yes.
Yes. So second statement was of the Pakistan Information and Broadcasting Minister saying an attack is imminent.
Yeah.
Third is concocted allegations. The first part. India provided evidence when 26/11 massacre took place. What did Pakistan do? India provided evidence during the entire period from 2005 to 2012 in massive dossiers saying that who were the Pakistanis who were involved with Indian Mujahideen to attack inside India. What did Pakistan do? Let me tell you something very important. When the Pathankot Air Base attack happened, that happened in the early hours of January 2nd, 2016. The Indian National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, called up the then Pakistan National Security Advisor, Nasir Janjua, whom he had met about 20 days ago, somewhere around December 6th in Bangkok, to tell him that jihadis of Jaish-e-Mohammed were out to attack Pathankot Air Base. Get them stopped. He didn't do anything. The attack happened. We provided evidence. What did happen?
I mean, in fact,
So Pakistan is a pathological liar state.
Yeah.
It's an unnatural terrorist state. So one is that part.
Sure.
After that, the Prime Minister very clearly decided that since they will do nothing to terrorism, might as well India initiates action. So that is why the surgical strike took place, and that is why the Balakot strike took place, and that is why the retaliation on Pahalgam massacre will happen. Now, the other part is that, concocted allegations. Everybody knows who backs the resistance front. Everybody knows who backs Lashkar-e-Taiba. Everybody knows who is behind the entire 40-odd terrorist organizations operating in Pakistan.
The generals have admitted it. Pervez Musharraf himself, I mean, who was, of course, the army chief and then, of course, ruled Pakistan, right? So it's not a secret.
See, it's not the generals. The Pakistan defense minister the other day said
literally,
that they were actually they were doing the dirty work as slaves of US and Britain.
Yeah.
So what else can one say? I mean they're delusional about things, and now they're scared about it. Now they're scared about the retaliation, and that is where the problem lies. So anything that they say has to be just simply ignored, because these guys are they're absolutely chronic liars, and for them everything is basically just living for another day. That's what they do, and that's how it is.
Right. Now, when the Prime Minister said that he's giving a free hand to the armed forces, does it mean the response that we're going to see is going to be more tactical in nature versus something larger, something bigger?
See, Abhishek, there are people who say, it's been now 8 days.
Yeah.
Where is the response? There are people who say that, whether it will be tactical or what it will be, right? Let me tell you something very clearly. It is going to be a strike which can have both horizontal as well as vertical escalation. People are going to lose lives. It is not a TV channel debate. It is not a debate which is happening outside where people are talking to each other. People are going to lose their lives. So for all this, India has to be very careful. The Indian armed forces are very, very sincere, responsible and committed to ensure that the best possible strike takes place. And the enemy understands what it means to attack India.
Right. And in fact, as we speak, last night it started. Fire is being exchanged across the border between Indian Army and Pakistan. And the Indian Army said that the first fire came from Pakistan.
You see, what Pakistan right now is doing is, since it is scared, particularly in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, it is basically firing to ensure that it's basically what is called the prophylactic firing. And what they're doing is basically firing in the night to ensure that, the other side does not initiate any action. So it's a fire under threat of any attack coming in. There's nothing more to it. The fact remains is that Pakistan thinks that the attack is going to come in occupied Kashmir. What if the attack comes on the international border?
Right.
So, what is all happening is that right now, after all that bravado of Asim Munir, after all that anti-Hindu, kalma, this, that, now suddenly they realize, man, what do I do? So now all these statements are coming out. So the thing is, first of all, there will be action against those 4 to 6 terrorists who are involved in the Pahalgam massacre.
Right.
They are still within India.
Yeah.
They will be neutralized. First of all that. And then the strike will happen. But then, this is not a sequential event. We will decide what is the best for us. And that's how we will do it.
Yeah, a lot of these things are happening simultaneously. And to talk about, these terrorists, which the 15th Corps right now is in hot pursuit of, because that is the region which is under, under their control, and that is where they operate. And this is, of course, the Chinar Corps. Now, one of the things which I was reading early in the morning is that what they're attempting to do at this point in time, they've been sighted, they are in that region, and it's a thickly forested region. What they're trying to do is cross this ridge and get into the Doda-Kishtawar side, which will complicate the matter slightly because the coordination between 15th Corps, the Chinar Corps and White Knight Corps, which is the 16th Corps, will have to be done. But wherever they go, they can only run, they can't hide.
You see, there is no such thing as a jurisdiction of the 15th Corps or the jurisdiction of the 16th Corps.
Right.
This is the Indian Army. They come under the Northern Army Command.
Right.
So there is no question, this man will go this side, this man will go this side.
Just like operationally,
Not at all.
Okay.
This is, hot pursuit is allowed all over the place. That's not a problem at all. Whosoever gets it first. It can also be the Jammu and Kashmir Police. It can also be the CRPF. It can also be the BSF.
Right.
The point is these terrorists are still within India and they'll be taken care of. And that's where it is. And it's only a matter of time when it happens, because you see, the point is, if you rush into an operation, you lose lives. Do you want to do that? So you plan deliberate operations, you plan minimum casualties, and you plan maximum attrition. That is what is the focus right now. Now, the point in this is that once the Prime Minister has given a green signal, let me also explain to you what it actually means. You see, India has conventional dominance over Pakistan. Now, when you talk about the Indian Army has not only the option of going into POK, the option of going into other areas that includes the western borders.
Which means all the way from Punjab to Gujarat, Rajasthan.
It means all the way from Siachen down to Sir Creek area.
Right.
Now, in that, the Indian Army's most potent weapon is the Apache attack helicopter. This is a tank killer. This is also a armed drone killer. It's a proven machine. India has it in numbers with Hellfire missile. to which there is no answer from Pakistan. So if you think that, this great theory that, we are going to have sort of breakfast in Amritsar and lunch in Delhi, come again.
Right.
Second, Indian Air Force has both Rafale as well as the S-400. Rafale for attack, S-400 for defense. The Indian Navy has a brand new aircraft carrier, INS Vikrant, which is fully operational. It has onboard aircraft and it has the capability to launch strike where it wants and how it wants. It has brand new 6 submarines which can ensure that your entire Makran coast is choked.
So you're saying the operation need not be limited to the Army, the Air Force and the Navy can and will also get involved?
See, it is for the national security establishment to decide which is the best option and to basically impose maximum attrition on Pakistan for the blunder that they committed. That is what it is all about. So it's not sort of limited to 15 core, 16 core, 17 core, 18 core. It is not. It is whosoever has the best option will exercise it. And that is how it is going to happen. Pakistan can only wait and watch.
Wait and watch. And the terrorists who are still in India can only run but can't hide. But on that note, thank you so much, sir, for talking to us. And for the next developments as and when they unfold, we will, of course, talk again. Thank you.